In the NFL, not all MVPs are created equal, and the journey to the top is always divided into different tiers. From explosive one-season wonders to legends who dominate for years, each MVP tier reflects talent, impact, and greatness in its own unique way. Here are the 5 tiers of NFL MVPs, where the league's elite warriors are truly recognized. Level 1. The Supreme Legends, GOAT MVPs. 1. Tom Brady. With 7 Super Bowl rings and 5 Super Bowl MVPs.
Tom Brady, Super Bowl champion for the 7th time.
Brady is the definition of winning.
He's the best football player to ever play football.
I've been asked that question for many years. Tom is the best.
He posted 88 TDs and 40 INTs in the playoffs with a 95.3 passer rating. Numbers that surpass the regular season stats of many quarterbacks. His 13 fourth-quarter playoff comebacks cement his cold-blooded greatness. Iconic performances like the upset against the Rams or the legendary 28-3 comeback versus the Falcons have elevated Brady into the pantheon of immortals. He was born to dominate January football and has become an eternal symbol of the NFL. 2. Joe Montana. With 4 Super Bowl titles and 3 Super Bowl MVPs.
Hey buddy, in the 5280, number 1 Joe Montana.
Montana is renowned for having the calmest on-field presence in NFL history. He posted a playoff passer rating above 95 and engineered multiple game-winning drives that carried the 49ers to glory.
Super Bowl 23 on the final drive.
He's the best.
Historic moments like the catch
Joe Montana was at his best when you needed him the most.
and the demolition of Denver in Super Bowl 24 turned Montana into the ultimate blueprint of perfection. His poise under pressure made him the king of late-game football. If Brady is the new standard, Montana is the untouchable original. 3. Peyton Manning. A record 5 regular season MVPs, Manning was an unmatched tactical genius. Though his playoff resume is smaller, he delivered numerous performances that redefined the quarterback position. With over 70,000 passing yards and legendary audible mastery, Manning was a true coach on the field. Signature wins over the Patriots and his iconic AFC Championship comeback helped cement his legacy. Manning wasn't born to break records. He created them, reshaping the very way NFL offenses operate. 4. Terry Bradshaw. With 4 Super Bowl rings and 2 Super Bowl MVPs, Bradshaw was the heartbeat of the legendary Steel Curtain.
He was a bit of a delicate personality, Bradshaw. Tough guy on the field, a beast, but he has...
Even if his era stats don't stand out today, he shined brightest in the postseason with clutch, explosive throws. Classic performances in Super Bowls 13 and 14, where Bradshaw erupted in the fourth quarter, helped establish the Steelers as the first great dynasty of the modern NFL. His toughness, fearlessness, and ability to rise in big moments cement him as one of January's greatest quarterbacks. 5. Steve Young. Young earned 3 Super Bowl titles, including 1 Super Bowl MVP.
What I want this, and he went and got it.
And consistently posted elite playoff passer ratings throughout the 1990s. His dual-threat ability made him a nightmare for every defense. His masterpiece came in Super Bowl 29, where he threw 6 touchdown passes, a record that still stands. Time and time again, Young carried the 49ers with clutch comebacks and big-moment brilliance. He was the perfect blend of artistry and ruthless efficiency, the mark of a true MVP. Level 2. The complete MVPs. 1. Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers owns 4 regular season MVPs and one of the highest playoff passer ratings in NFL history. At his peak, he produced absurd TD-INT ratios and engineered countless late-game comebacks. Iconic performances, like the 2016 divisional duel versus the Cowboys or the historic Hail Mary against the Cardinals, show how Rodgers rises when it matters most. His accuracy, creativity, and ability to elevate an entire roster make him a true all-around MVP. 2. Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes already has multiple regular season MVPs and Super Bowl titles despite his young career.
Can't go against Patrick Mahomes, man.
It's hard not to put Patrick Mahomes number 1.
Yeah, he's a special
He
player.
dominates the postseason with elite ratings, relentless TD production, and legendary comeback drives. Games like the 24-0 comeback against the Texans or his takeover versus the 49ers in Super Bowl 54 prove he was born for the biggest stages.
Make something out of nothing pretty much all the time. So best dude in the league, probably Patty Mahomes.
Mahomes blends impossible throws, dynamic movement, and icy composure, the prototype of the modern MVP. 3. Drew Brees. Though Brees has just 1 Super Bowl, his impact on the Saints and the NFL is massive. He delivered countless classic playoff games with a long list of late comebacks. Brees stood out with the greatest accuracy the league has ever seen, multiple 5,000-yard seasons, and explosive performances at the Superdome. Even without a trophy-filled January resume, he consistently played at an MVP level, elevating the entire franchise and turning New Orleans into a powerhouse. 4. Kurt Warner. Warner is the NFL's ultimate fairy tale story. With 2 MVPs, a Super Bowl title, and a string of legendary playoff games, he transformed the Rams into the greatest show on turf with his sky-high passing performances.
Well, he was selected as the most valuable scout team player in 1998.
Playoff classics like the 1999 divisional game, 5 TDs, or Super Bowl 34, where he led the Rams to victory, established his MVP pedigree. Warner had an explosive ceiling few quarterbacks of his era could touch. 5. Dan Marino. Marino never won a Super Bowl, yet he remains an MVP for revolutionizing offensive football. He delivered electrifying playoff performances and led the league in touchdowns throughout the 1980s. With a rocket arm and lightning-fast reads, Marino shredded defenses with ease. Games like the 1984 AFC Championship showcased his ability to create points on any drive, at any moment, the essence of a true MVP. Level 3. The explosive MVPs. 1. Cam Newton. Cam Newton's 2015 season is one of the wildest displays of individual dominance in NFL history. He won MVP with 45 total touchdowns, led the Panthers to a 15-1 record, and took them to the Super Bowl. At 6 feet 5 inches, 245 pounds, built like a linebacker but moving like a wide receiver, Newton created endless red zone nightmares. His playoff performances against the Seahawks and Cardinals showed a quarterback capable of carrying an entire franchise. Even if his peak didn't last long, Cam's 2015 season remains the definition of an explosive MVP. Lamar Jackson. Lamar claimed the 2019 MVP with 36 passing TDs and over 1,200 rushing yards, an NFL record for quarterbacks. He transformed the Ravens into an unpredictable scoring machine, destroying defenses with elite speed and unreal agility. His signature performance against the undefeated Patriots highlighted his MVP brilliance. Lamar didn't just run like a top-tier RB, he threw the ball efficiently and decisively. His 2019 season remains one of the most revolutionary campaigns in NFL history, securing his place among the greatest explosive MVPs. Adrian Peterson. Peterson won the 2012 MVP with 2,097 rushing yards, coming within inches of breaking the all-time record, and just months after a devastating ACL injury. At 6 feet 1 inch, 220 pounds with freakish explosiveness, Peterson bulldozed defenses with raw power and top-tier speed. Back-to-back 200-plus yard games and single-handedly dragging the Vikings to the playoffs put AP in the realm of mythical MVPs. He didn't need an elite quarterback, just the ball and a sliver of daylight to dominate the league. Shaun Alexander. Alexander earned the 2005 MVP with 28 touchdowns, the NFL record at the time. At 5 feet 11 inches, 230 pounds, he was the perfect red zone weapon, powering the Seahawks to a 13-3 season and a Super Bowl appearance. His 2005 campaign was filled with explosive outings, including a long streak of consecutive games with a touchdown. Though his peak didn't last many years, his MVP season remains one of the greatest RB performances ever. Matt Ryan. During his 2016 MVP season, Ryan posted a 117.1 passer rating and led the Falcons to become an offensive nightmare for every defense they faced. With 38 TDs and just 7 INTs, he carried Atlanta to the Super Bowl and delivered one of the most impressive playoff runs in NFL history. His masterclass against the Packers in the NFC Championship showcased his precision and confidence. Though the memory of 28-3 lingers, Ryan's 2016 season stands as a true masterpiece of an explosive MVP. Level 4. The Impact MVPs, not pure dominance, but transformational influence. 1. Kurt Warner. After leaving the Rams, Warner revived his career in Arizona, turning a struggling team into a Super Bowl contender. With lightning-fast reads and elite late-game drives, he led the Cardinals through a legendary 2008 playoff run. His masterpiece against the Packers, 5 TDs, stands as proof of his MVP-caliber impact. Warner didn't need regular season awards. His influence on the Cardinals says everything. Philip Rivers. Rivers never won an MVP, but he transformed the Chargers with his fiery competitiveness and powerful arm. With over 63,000 yards and countless comebacks, he kept the team competitive for more than a decade. His 2007 playoff performance, playing through a partially torn ACL, showcased a different kind of MVP quality: impact, toughness, and unbreakable resolve. Derrick Henry. Henry lifted the Titans from mediocrity into a legitimate powerhouse with his 6 feet 3 inches, 247-pound frame and terrifying breakaway speed. In 2020, he surpassed 2,000 yards and delivered multiple destruction games, including dominant outings against the Texans and Colts. He revived old-school power running and forced defenses to adjust their entire structure. Henry's influence goes beyond stats. He is the definition of an unofficial MVP. Russell Wilson. Wilson was a perennial MVP candidate despite never winning the award. He delivered countless late-game drives and kept the Seahawks competitive for a decade. At only 5 feet 11 inches, with elite deep passing and improvisation, Wilson became the blueprint for the modern quarterback. Playoff performances against the Broncos and Packers proved he changed Seattle's winning DNA. Cooper Kupp, 2021 season was MVP level even from the wide receiver position. The Triple Crown, leading the NFL in yards, touchdowns, and receptions, alongside dominant playoff performances, especially against the Buccaneers, made him the engine behind the Rams' championship run. He always showed up when it mattered, most notably on the final drive of Super Bowl 56. His impact on the Rams was that of a true MVP. White medium star level 5. The hidden MVPs, non-MVP players with MVP level runs. 1. Eli Manning. Never won a regular season MVP, but he produced 2 playoff runs at MVP level. With legendary game-winning drives against the Packers, Patriots, and 49ers, he became Brady's kryptonite. His performances in Super Bowls 42 and XLVI remain symbols of ice-cold composure. Eli wasn't a season-long dominator, but once January arrived, he transformed into a dangerous, clutch version of himself. Nick Foles delivered one of the most unexpected playoff runs in NFL history. His 373-yard, 3 TD performance against the Patriots in Super Bowl 52 brought the Eagles their first championship. Foles played with the confidence and precision of a true MVP during that run. Dominant games against the Vikings and Falcons cemented the legend of Big Dick Nick. One season, one moment, but enough to make history. Joe Flacco, 2012 playoff run is one of the greatest ever. 11 TDs, 0 INTs, and a 117.2 rating. With iconic performances versus the Broncos, the Mile High Miracle, Patriots, and 49ers in the Super Bowl, Flacco proved he could shine brightest on the biggest stage. At 6 feet 6 inches, 230 pounds, he delivered powerful deep throws that defined the Ravens' offense. His career may have been up and down, but his 2012 run was pure MVP quality. Colin Kaepernick's 2012 playoff run was electric, fueled by blazing speed and a cannon for an arm. His 181 rushing yards against the Packers remain a QB record. He carried the 49ers to the Super Bowl with fearless energy and explosive playmaking. Though his career was cut short, Cap's peak was undeniable, powerful, unpredictable, and absolutely MVP caliber. Marshawn Lynch never won an MVP, but he delivered some of the most iconic moments in NFL history. None bigger than Beast Quake, the most famous run of the century. At 5 feet 11 inches, 215 pounds, Lynch carried the Seahawks on his back, especially during the 2013 to 2014 playoff runs. His dominance against the Saints and his destruction of the Packers in the NFC Championship proved he was a hidden MVP. He didn't need awards, just the ball and pure fury. And that wraps up the 5 tiers of NFL MVPs, where legends are forged, warriors step into the brightest lights, and the greatest moments live forever. If you love football, if you love comeback miracles, iconic battles, and the journeys of true MVPs, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and see you next time with more epic stories from the NFL.